Okay, we are going to talk about question 20, chapter 6, question 20. This is a nice example. The question for that is, let me find a question for you. Okay, chapter 6. Okay, yeah, this is what it is actually. Okay, so here is the data set. The question is, table 6E9 presents 20 subgroups of 5 measurements on the critical dimension of a part produced by a welding process. As you see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 measurements in each sample, and there are altogether 20 samples, 1 to 20 samples here. For the welding, it says right, welding process. These measurements about a critical dimension of a part produced by a welding process. Okay, so in part A, it says set up X bar and R control charts on this process, verify that the process is in statistical control. What do? We are going to open up our mini tab. We are going to go to stats. Before I do, actually I need to go back to, I have to make some changes, which I did actually. Okay, so that's what I want. Okay, so I want you to look at the data set in here. So I'm going to make it a little bit larger for you. Okay, so this is example 20. These are the numbers, sample numbers up to 20. Do you see that? 1 to 20. And then we have the first x1 entries and x2 entries, x3 entries, x4 entries, and x5 entries. These are the 5 observations. And then here x bar is the average of each sample, and R is the average of, I think, yeah, R bar is the average of the R values that corresponds to these 5 observations. So we have, so you should first understand the data set, how it is given. Okay, so this is it. We understood that. Next, we are going to go to control charts, and we are going to build our X bar R chart. For this, so I'm going to erase this for you. So we have 2 options. It says all observations for a chart are in one column. That's not the case, because each observation is given in different columns. So we are going to choose the second one. Observations for a subgroup are in one row of columns. That's true. Observations are given in a row for each subgroup, for each sample. Next, I'm going to copy them here. This is question 20. So I'm going to write that. And second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. Okay, so I'm going to go to X bar options. In X bar options, I'm going to erase these information. Okay, estimate, I'm going to erase that too. I don't want anything in here. Also, I don't want anything in here in this step. And for the rest, I don't do much. Okay, I click OK. And when I do that, yeah, I get this R chart. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger for you. Okay, so you see the sample from 1 to 20 here. These are the entries. This is the sample mean chart, X bar chart, and upper control limits, lower control limits, and the mean X bar. And then we have the R chart here. Okay, again the sample is from 1 to 20. As you see, both of them, the points, if you look at the points, they are in the upper control limit and lower control limit. So so everything is in control, the process is in control. There's nothing to do about that. I'm gonna close that. Okay, so this is the I think this is what we had. Let's see, I will send to my Word file. Let's see what I have here in the Word file. No, that's not what I want. This is what I want. No, this is from the past, so ignore that. This is the old computation I made. That's not what I want. Okay, so since so this is the right one. Since I have no problems in here, so this is the right one, and nothing to say here. Everything is in control. Okay, nothing to send. You can actually send. Let's do that again. What you could do is you can send the graph. Okay, I'm doing this again. Nothing to change here, just double checking. Okay, parameters, these are the ones we will use. Okay, click OK. I want to send this first. Okay, I should write a title to it so that I don't forget. Okay, what's the title? This is the calculations of first 20 samples. Okay, calculations of control limits for the first 20 samples. Okay, so I want to send it to my Word file so that I have a copy of that in case I need to look at it. Okay, now I'm going to close that and I'm going to check my Word file. Yes, that is the calculation of control limits for the first 20 samples. So everything looks in control. Okay, there's nothing to do in here. Then the question follows. Where's my question? Okay, let's see, not that. So we did that. Okay, it's the same graph. Okay, the process is in control with no out of control signals, runs, trends, or cycles. Okay. And in the second part, it says following the establishment of control charts in part A, about 10 new samples in the following table were collected. Plot the X bar and R chart, R values on the control chart you established in part A and draw conclusions. Okay, so again, there are 5 observations in each sample. We have 10 new data sets. So what do we do? So we are going to go to stat chart, control charts again, X bar R. But before we do, actually, we need to do something with our data set. So I'm going to open up the data set from here. So let's look at our next set of data set. Next set of data set is this C39 until C46. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy paste this at the end of my first data set that's given, and I'm going to say replace the active cell here. So I have now all 30 entries in the same column. Okay, so I'm gonna close that and I want to open up my session window and I want to open up my data sets here. Okay, now I'm ready to go for the calculations of the new set of groups data set. X bar R, that's what I'm gonna compute. So this is the data set I updated by adding 10 more samples to it. So for X bar options, we have to be careful. I do a little computation here. So I want to go to here, and I'm going to say, what is the mean? The mean is 130.88. And then standard deviation. Standard deviation is, this is the approximate value of it, of course, R bar over D2. Okay, so R bar is 40.86 divided by D2. If you go to the table, let me go to the table, and 2.326 I find, and then this, when I calculate that, this is going to be equal to 17.57. Okay, this is the standard deviation. I want to use these two values. Okay, so I want to copy paste, Control C. I want to use my mean, and my standard deviation is 17.57. Okay, and estimate. There are two options here. Omit the following subgroups when estimating, no, because everything is in control, no omitting, but use the following subgroups when estimating parameters. So I'm gonna consider on the first 20. Okay, I'm gonna write it like that because in the first 20 of those my control limits, I didn't have any problems, so I want to keep them as my upper and lower control limits. So that's why I write 1 to 20. I include, although I have 30 samples in here. Okay, click OK. Okay, let's make it bigger. Do you see that X bar bar and R bar didn't change because we set it that way? And do you see that the sum in the X bar chart, the new data set, is out of control? All of the points are actually out of control. These are the upper and lower control limits we set at the beginning by using the first 20 samples. Okay, but these data sets are all out of control. See? Okay, so it says here subgroups used for calculations 1 to 20. And then if you look at the R chart, on the other hand, R chart, so in the R chart things look okay, so nothing is out of control here. Okay, so I'm going to name it, give it a title. I'm going to say that okay, output control charts after adding 10 more samples. 10 more samples. Okay. So I'm gonna forward that to my Microsoft file. Okay. So I'm gonna make it smaller. And here I want you to see that these are the results sent to Word file. It should include the R2. No, it doesn't. So let's send the R2, send to Word. Okay, so let's look at our information here. So this is our new R charts after adding 10 more samples, and we have all these points are out of control, and it should say it in this description in the test results. So test results for X bar, it says 1 point more than 3 standard deviations from center line. Test failed at those, this is the test, and test failed at the points 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. That means these are all new 10 points. They are out of line. Also, test 2 is about 9 points in a row on same side of center line. Test failed at the points 27, 28, 29, 30. If you look at that, okay, so here they're on one side of the line, okay, center line. Therefore, okay, so there are other test 5 and test 6 and test 8. There are a lot of tests, so these are the results that we get. And then for the R chart, test failed at the points 29, 30. Let's get that. Okay, so here, so you see this 2 red in here. Okay, so that's where the test failed. Okay, so it says that in here too. Okay, I want to just check. Yeah. Okay, so for the R part, actually, I'm just checking, and the reason it is failed, the reason is different. Look, it's not out of control for the R chart, since I chose all the tests to check. This test 2, which says 9 points in a row on same side of the center line, 2 tests failed because 2 of them were in a row and they were on one side of the center line, but this is not very important for us. Okay, let's continue. Let me put my cursor at a suitable place. Okay, and then what's the next question? Okay, we did that too. This is the second part. So we only look at the X bar chart out of control points. There are 10 of those. Okay, so then starting at sample 21, the process average has shifted to the above upper control limit 154.45. That's true. See, all those points are above 154.45. Okay, that's what it says. Next question is, suppose that the assignable cause responsible for the action. So there's a problem in our data set. Elements are out of control, so there's an assignable cause that's responsible for this. Okay, so let's say we were able to identify this assignable cause responsible for this out of control points, and let's say assume that adjustments made to the process to correct its performance, and then afterwards then new set of data set is given, which is this part. See, there are 10 more. Okay, and it says draw the control charts. Okay, and what are your conclusions in this case? So what we are going to do, first we are going to go to Minitab, and we are going to look at our new set of data set, which is right here. Okay, so I'm going to just say copy paste all that until here. So Control C, copy cells. Okay, I'm gonna go in here and add those data set to here. Okay, here, Control V, replace the active cell. Yes, we will. And we have, as you would see, 40 samples now. Okay, so we are going to run X bar chart again. Okay, so X bar chart, this is the data set that contains 40 samples. Okay, and what are the options we have? So we are going to still keep the same mean standard deviation that is acceptable for the first 20. And I'm going to write estimate. So we want to use the following subgroups when estimating the parameters first 20 again. Okay. And I'm going to click OK. Click OK and see what happens. Okay. I'm gonna make it a bit bigger. Okay, so as you see, these points were all out of right. Okay, let me see. Yeah. Okay, so still one point is out of control limits, but this is better than after the adjustments have been made to the system, after they found the assignable cause and they did the adjustments to fix the system. Now we have a better picture in the X bar chart. See, only just one is out of control, right? 36, test 1 failed. Okay, it shows the test 1 failed. So these red ones, it's gonna show which tests failed. This data, this is the test number 2 that's failed, and this is the let's see, test 2 failed here. Okay, so the test 5, 6 failed here. Okay, so on the other hand, on our chart, okay, on our chart we have this 2. Okay, there are 20, this is sample 29, and this test number 2 failed, and then test number 2 failed again for sample 30. So for X bar chart, okay, if you look at all of them, okay, so there's no new except this 36, the sample 38 actually. I mean, it should be 36. Let's see. Okay, this test sample 36 failed. This is the only one that's failed recently. Okay, so that means the adjustments worked fine, and we were able to, the system is in a better shape. Okay, so the adjustment overcompensated for the upward shift, yeah, and the process average is here. The process average is between the lower control limit and an X bar, okay, which is good. Okay, so yeah, only 36 is a problem here, so we are doing much better. So what we could do, we can give it a name. Okay, this is the calculations for 30 samples. Okay, click OK, and we can send it. Microsoft Word. Okay, we can also look here. This is the R chart and X chart. We can send those results as well. Okay, send the Word, send to the Word, and also send to the Word as well. Okay, so if we open up our Word, so we have this, all the test results. Do you see number 36 is new? And this is test 2 that's failed for R chart, but that's not a big issue. It's not out of control limits. So that's the end of the question.